Good morning. Happy Saturday. Okay, this is weird because that lamp needs to go. This is the first time I'm back in this room. Welcome to Left Undone Incomplete Investigations. I'm Catherine, and I am working on getting this whole thing set up again. But this room was supposed to be a dining room, and now I made it my office. That lamp looked so dumb there. Can I make it go away? Anyways, how are you? Good morning, everyone. If you're new here, please say hello and tell us where you're from. And then don't forget to hit the like button. Obviously, it's really important to algorithm. I hope you've all caught up on the most recent videos I put out, the one on Melanie Pulowski and all of her crazy inconsistencies and lies, and the fact that so many people have commented over and over and over again that Melanie Pulowski has something to hide and should be charged with something, but nothing's happened. Hello, Ron. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Michelle and Jess, everyone, glad you guys are here. If everyone's been able to get their eyes off the TV after days and days of an election back and forth, hopefully more people will come in because we're kind of over that, right? Hi, Tamara. You're old here. Yes, you are. You are old here. So am I. We've been here for a while. Good evening from London. There we go. Hello, Mona. How are you? It was a horrible election process, the whole thing. Obviously, our country is extremely divided, and it was not a landslide. And the media has announced that Joe Biden has won. So I think that's pretty much the way it looked like it was going to go all along. But I just think we have so much work to do. And I don't know. I don't want to talk politics, but I just think as a country, the United States is completely divided in half, like literally in half in so many ways. So it's not, no matter what, it's not really a happy day. I don't think. I think we need to figure our stuff out. So that's that. So that's what happened so far. It's supposed to rain where I'm at today. So we'll see if that's going to happen. And, let's see. I just wanted to mention it real quick because it is like in the forefront of everybody's mind, definitely. But I still would not want to live anywhere else. I love this country and what, I've been able to achieve as a divorced woman raising 4 children in this country without the help of child support or a man, basically from the time my youngest was 5. So, there's a lot of opportunity here. And I feel like if I can do it, anyone can do it, put myself through nursing school, do things like this. And I think we're all have opportunity that we're not even aware of that we can do. Ron, what about the recording of Lori? Yeah, Lori's recording that everybody's posted it now. Nora Jasmine, Scott Reich, me. It started, someone gave it to Annie, clearly, and made sense because it was her brother that she was talking about. And Lori literally says she wanted to murder Joe Ryan. And first, someone had said that recording was done on the 22nd, the day that JJ went missing, but it couldn't have been because she was still married to Charles. Charles was still alive when she talks in that video. And so then it was found out that she probably recorded it in 2018. So I was kind of looking at my dates. Oh, I probably left it on the counter before we started. And Joe Ryan was found or deceased or declared deceased or died or was found or whatever on April 3rd or 4th, 2018. So it would be I really like to know when that was recorded. Because it was clearly, if it was recorded in 2018, Joe Ryan was dead and April of 2018. And I have some theories on Joe Ryan because Annie keeps saying that Joe Ryan was probably one of her first murder victims. And that came from here. Like I said, I had a source that gave me some information that Lori had said that when Joe Ryan was found, that her and Tylee went in the house, took his valuables, and they had a key. I passed that on to somebody, one of my trusted people, and she passed that on to Annie. And they spoke on the phone for about 8 hours. And after that, Annie was like, okay, so my brother was maybe a victim, and reached out to her FBI agent. And then it's gone back and forth. I know that, what's his face? Justin Long, gosh, had reached out and said, were they going to reopen the case of Joe Ryan? And he was told no. So that's kind of gone back and forth. But I have a theory because the source that gave me this information is a legit source. I don't hear from her anymore because obviously I opened my mouth and passed it on to someone who was not trustworthy. And so now it's out there. But like I said in the past, don't give me anything that I can't repeat because it puts me in a really bad spot. You know what I mean? It happened with some of the other cases as well. With the Fauna Fry case, they gave me all this information and told me not to tell. And I'm a YouTuber. I have a YouTube channel. My whole point of having my channel is to find things out and to report them, right? So I'm willing to say that I'm willing to say that I will keep you anonymous as a source, but if you don't want it out there, don't tell me. I mean, it's that simple, right? So this has been out there for a while. And Annie has mentioned, because I popped in once in a while just to listen. And she did mention recently that she thinks that Joe was killed by Lori. And but everybody's like, no, because the neighbor found him. That couldn't be true. But here's my newest thought on this. And I was thinking about this morning. I think that very possibly, Lori, maybe, and Alex did have a key. Maybe Tylee did have a key to her dad's house. And maybe Lori and Alex, or Lori and Chad, because she was clearly already on the Chad train when Joe Ryan died, if that recording was made before he died in 2018. So what if they did go in there and kill Joe Ryan? What if Tylee did have a key? What if while they were in there, Lori did take some of Joe's valuables and computer and watches? And what if then they left and let him lay there to rot until a neighbor found him? What if she really did go in there? What if she didn't actually find him, but then later on she told this person that told me this? What if she later on said, oh yeah, I went in when Joe was dead and I took his valuables, before I called the police? Lori's a liar, right? But she puts half truths and little bits of information in the things she says, right? I mean, she just confessed to wanting to murder Joe Ryan and he winds up dead. So, I don't know, but it's a thought, right? And Lori is obviously demented, excuse me, and dangerous. We got Charles shot, ambushed, killed. Was a plan. Charles himself said they're planning on killing me. Sorry, I have a tickle. And then Joe Ryan's dead, right? Yes, he had medication he was taking high cholesterol, and oh my gosh, hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna mute myself for a second. All right. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been coughing. All of a sudden it's hit me. Weird. So maybe the coffee will help. And so the person that called the police, I guess, was a neighbor. That's where the records are, but he was already dead. So I don't know. Tamara, I thought I could hear Ugly Chad frumpy voice laughing in the background when Lori was talking. It is, so it had to be when Lori lived in Mesa. Yeah, so when was that group thing at her house where, you know, that later became the subject of the fake letter to Tammy? I have that too. But I also wanted to kind of go back and go over I wanted to go back and go over the evidence that we have that was submitted back in, you know, against Lori, right? So they have a lot of stuff that we never have seen yet, and that wasn't in the court, the stuff we've seen so far. But there's a unredacted Rexburg Police Department incident report, and then a redacted Rexburg Police Department incident report. You know, those are evidence. So something's up there, right? And this is from when I think the welfare check was called. And okay, Ron says Chad's voice and Melanie Gibb's voice was on the recording. So I'm thinking that was when they were in Arizona at Lori's house when they had their little group that Melanie Gibb talked about, where they all went and stayed at Lori's house because she had the biggest house to, you know, that could accommodate everybody. And Lori and Chad went out for jogs in the morning, you know, because Chad clearly is a jogger. So there's that. And then the Sydney Woodbury Shank interview. And we've all come to the conclusion that Sydney Woodbury Shank, we've not heard from her yet, is the babysitter. And the one that was there when Lori picked up Melanie Gibb from the airport that day, and she had watched JJ, and JJ was acting all up and stuff, and she had a lot to say, right? So she's going to obviously be someone that's going to come to play in court, you know. Jack and Sheila Daybell interview. We don't know what they've said, but we do know that Lori had said she was a empty nester. She also told, was it them that she told that Tylee was dead? My daughter died last year or something like that. So that is going to come into play. So that'll be interesting. The Yellowstone security video, Yellowstone, her going in, did she go out? What do we don't know about Yellowstone? We know she left. Did she leave alive? Did she leave dead? Did she leave in the trunk? I don't, you know, there's something still going on with the Yellowstone stuff, right? Again, then on here, it's getting light and dark because I'm near a window, and it's weird. It's going to rain today, so the clouds keep going in front of the sun. So I don't know. It's probably not the best place to sit when there's not just a bright sunshiny day. The Idaho Falls airport security video. Who's that of? Is that of Chad when he went back? There's reports that he flew. Remember, there was a lady on the news that said that he flew on the September 19th. He sat next to this woman and was talking about writing his books, and he was going to help somebody remodel her kitchen or something like that. What is this Idaho Falls security video? Jack and Sheila Daybell are Chad's parents. So they have something to say. They're on the list. Hey, Robbie. Then Natalie and Ian Pulowski interview. So remember, and it was, I just put a clip in this last video about Melanie and all her, why isn't she been charged with anything? Ian and his ex-wife, Natalie, were freaking out. Ian was freaking out about what was going on with Chad and Lori. Ian has it documented. They're trying to shove it aside right now, like, oh yeah, I thought this and I thought that, but my ex-wife Natalie was just starting trouble, blah blah blah. You know, he backpedaled. But that stuff is there and it's real. You know, Natalie reached out to people, and there's something big in that Natalie has. So that's going to be a big one too. Again, then it says again, Yellowstone security video. So they must have caught them more than one time in Yellowstone, coming or going, or in there. That's in there, right? Then Larry and Kay Woodcock's interview. And believe me, Kay has been on top of this thing from the get-go. She, you know, she knows. She got in Charles's email. She knows Lori bought those malachite wedding rings. She knows they bought beachwear well before. What are you doing? What are you talking about, Robbie? You doxed yourself. I don't think you could do that. You could just put your address. Oh. They got a lot to say. All I know is, and there's probably stuff we don't even know that's still under wraps, but we do know that Lori Vallow bought wedding rings before Tammy was even dead. Their rings were clearly, those were their wedding rings. It was a plan because they have them on and they made sure to get pictures of them. It wasn't just like, oh, random. I just happened to buy some pretty rings a month ago and now we're married and let's use them. Happen to fit Chad. Susie, welcome. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Oh, and just FYI, guys, we're having our first mystery night on Sunday the 15th. The case we're going over is the baby Dior Coons case. And on the community tab of members, there's a recording of me and Carrie. Carrie's one of my top level Sixth Sense members. When Carrie found the timeline and went over it with me. I don't know why Carrie didn't put her face on the video, but you can hear her and see. You can see from her like here. But yeah, so thank you. Yes, Susie. Thanks. You upgraded. Awesome. 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 Okay. I'm trying to look at you guys' comments too. Hi, Gayla. Hello. Right, Angel? Do they think? Yep. They are awesome. They really are. Love them. They really think they could get away with everything. That's a good damn question, because so far we feel like they're getting away with murder, but they're in jail. So that was another one. What, Ziggy? I don't have anything for you right now. This cat is so needy. Since we left the other cats, he is not a happy camper. He is just he thinks I'm the other cats, I think. Yes, and yes, like Jessica said, become a member to join the extra cases or on the mystery lives. So on Fridays, we do a happy hour, 2 Fridays a month. So it'll be this coming Friday. It's the second Friday and last Friday of the month. We do a happy hour with all the members. And then we just added mystery night. So on Sunday, the 15th, we'll talk about it. I put the case up. And then some of the other levels have other perks. I did just put a voicemail for you guys to call in so I can listen to your voicemails. Just leave me your YouTube name. It's for the level 3, 4, and 5. No, 3, 4, and 5. 2, 3, and 4. And then another one is Melanie Boudreau interview, which should be good because I'm pretty convinced Melanie Boudreau is probably throwing her own self under the bus the way she talks. You know, she already did. like that was just like, and then Charles, and then Tylee, and then he took the bat, and they were like, she's all jacked up for sure. I think they feel Princess. I feel they thought the veil would protect them. They thought something was protecting them. Do they really think they were that special? Like Lori with her so blah blah. And I, was chosen, and the angels are doing my computer. I hate computers. I don't do anything with computers, but I went and took a bath, and the angels they just found the names. And that was about Charles' family. And I was talking to Kresha about it, and she's like, that makes me sick, her talking about my relatives, Eleni, liar. Okay. Eleni says she lies. I'm sure Gibb will say what she knows about Melanie. Yeah, I think at this point, Melanie Gibb has to give it all up. Whatever she knew is going to have to come out. Yeah. And then, okay, so Melanie Boudreau interview should be really fascinating because she's a big fat liar. They're going to have to pick that damn thing apart. And then Ian Pulowski's recordings. Don't forget, Ian wore a wire. There's info on there, I'm sure. No matter how much Ian and Melanie poo-poo the whole thing, no matter how much they poo-poo it, Ian wore a wire during conversations with Lori and Chad. There are recordings. And the Storage Plus security video camera videos, Storage Plus, putting Tylee and JJ's stuff in storage. Not sure why. Why didn't they just burn it in Chad's fires? But they but Lori is sick enough to want to keep keepsakes of the kids she killed, I would think. I think she's sick enough to want to keep keepsakes. Well, they were a part of my life, so, I hate to throw everything away. Maybe a couple things that meant something to them because, they were a part of my life for so long. I'm Lori. Like what? Why is she keeping the keepsakes, the blankets, and the pictures and that stuff? And that tire, yes, Eleni, and the tire. The tire. Now remember, the tire is a big deal because that Jeep, in order for somebody to be in the back of the Jeep and shoot out the window at Brandon, the tire would have had to have been removed. And there was a tire. They put it, and then they took it back. So there's a lot, you guys. There's a lot. It's going on so long that we're forgetting about some of this stuff. And we're just like, murder charges coming. They have to be. There is just no way. I would bet money that murder charges are coming soon. I just think they are. I was like, when's Chad getting arrested? When? They kept saying, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It finally happened, right? Oh yeah, Emily. Okay, so Emily made a Discord chat for you guys. I'm not going to admin my own Discord anymore. I just don't have time for it. And there was a lot of ridiculous stuff sometimes that goes on in the background that I was getting dragged into, as far as like people having issues with each other on the Discord. And I'm like, I just don't have time to run it or to be a mod or an admin in a Discord. I'm so close with the Facebook, but the Facebook seems to be running pretty smoothly. I just don't want anybody coming to me with anything that goes on, between all of y'all behind there. When you're mad at somebody or somebody argued with you or treated you bad or good or whatever. I don't want to know. I don't have time, honest to God. I just don't. I want to run my channel. I want to make videos, and I don't want to get involved in any of the behind the scene dramas where I wind up getting blocked and unfriended because I disagreed with somebody's choice, So that's just my little point. So Emily does have a link to a Discord chat where you all can go and talk about what we talk about here, and, you know, Left Undone members. And I think that's really nice. And then I don't have to worry about it. I'm not running it. It's not mine per se, but it is for all of you. So thank you, Emily. Appreciate it. Let's see. Here's what Angel Hugs. I bet the police are making the strongest case possible before they are charged with murder so they can have a slam dunk. Yeah, I agree, because look at how many people get off sometimes, you know? And so I think they know they're locked up. They can't hurt anybody. They're locked up. So maybe they're just getting all their ducks in a row. They're going to deal with these charges first and then move on. I mean, there are no statutes of limitations on murder. And I agree. Lisa, Mr. Wood will not back down until justice is served. I believe that. I believe that. I think he really isn't going to just be like, yeah, we're not. I think there's a plan of action. Oops, this one. I'm kind of wondering about the timing of Lori's phone call to Chad when they were searching. Yeah, that was kind of interesting, huh? Tamara, with Lori's video recently, the only thing she told the truth about is none of it. LDS and her entire electoral speech was lies. Oh yeah, she's so full of baloney. It's kind of sad because she's trying to go about life as if she's, you know, like super smart in the LDS doctrines and belief system and all this stuff, but when in fact she's making shit up, you know, her and Chad and their stuff. And I've been told, you know, she says, it says in the Book of Mormon, if somebody comes at you 3 times, you can kill them. Every LDS person so far that knows their scriptures and stuff has said that is not what it says. That is not what it says at all. Lori twists things. She makes shit up, and she thinks she knows everything, and she thinks she's super duper special, like more special than anyone, that she is God in her own delusional way. Will there be cameras in the courtroom? They will need a wide angle lens to include 2 juries. There won't be 2 juries. 1 jury. 1 jury for both of them. Get to decide the fate of both of them. 2 defendants, not 2 juries. I wonder how they'll be allowed to sit next to each other, or how many tables. Okay, so back to this. So the storage plus video is big deal, and that tire, like Eleni pointed out, is big, big. And then 571 Rexburg Police Department photographs. 571, plus there's probably a lot more now because this came before the bodies were found. This list of stuff before the bodies were found. And so that would be like Lori's apartment. And you know what's so stupid about Melanie Pulowski and Ian? Melanie lived next door to Lori. How could she have never asked where JJ was? Those were her cousins. Oh, I didn't ask. JJ's kind of busy, and JJ's this, and JJ's that, and JJ's blah, 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 blah. But you never saw him. Like, to a logical mind, what she says makes literally no sense. None at all. And she just like talks like it's just like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, now why would I ask her where my cousins were? You know, they're her kids, and she's the mom, and she's saying, I mean, it just, the more you think about it, the more it's just so insane. I mean, really, it is just so freaking crazy. I have to be somewhere at noon, so I just don't want to lose track of time. It's so good. It's only down the street. Yes, Lisa. Melanie didn't ask because she knew where they were. So Melanie moved there. Her U-Haul and everything was the end of October. So she moved there. The kids had already been dead and buried for a month and a half. By that time, JJ like over a month, Tylee almost 2 months by the time that Melanie moved there. But Melanie said she visited, before that. So, and dude, like, come on, you just move all those miles to live next door to your aunt. You pull up in your U-Haul, you rent the apartment. I have a copy of her lease next door, and you don't go, oh, I'm so happy. Oh, it was such a long drive. Oh my gosh, where's JJ? I want to give him a hug. Like, right? Like, never. You don't say anything. Aunt Lori's helping you unload your U-Haul maybe, or Alex, and there's no JJ running around. Come on. Like, for real. Oh, I know. Nate's face when he's listening to her is hilarious. He's all. Right. She knows a lot. People have encouraged her. People that follow my group and my channel and that know her personally have encouraged her and told her, you need to come tell the truth. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to tell them everything I know, or I did, or da-da-da-da-da. That one interview with Nate where all the men are hunched over and just blank face staring at her or the air while she just talks, just cracks me up. Then they cut to Nate's. Yeah, right? It was like, it's so like, all right. And she's like, yeah, and I'm doing this. And I'm like, what? One of her old friends called me. Her old friend is Melanie Gibb that she's talking about, and told me that something might happen and she's talking about zombies. And I'm like, what? I don't know. In the meantime, over here, my new husband is in cahoots with his ex-wife, and they're doing their own investigation. And it's just, and when truth and speculation and comes out, and speculation and rumor and blah, 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 and she just tangents and goes on this direction and that direction, and she says nothing, but she clearly says a lot. So, all right, what else on this? So the 571 Rexburg Police Department photos. Now, wouldn't we like to look in that file? And then remember when the police showed up that day, we have the recording, and she's all, oh yeah, he's with his friend. My brother's with his friend. Oh yeah, his friend. Oh yeah, he's an author. Yeah, he's an author, his friend. Your husband. They're talking to you about the man that you just went to Hawaii and married with your malachite rings and your hula and your ukulele and your Lori are saying, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, he has a bunch of kids. There's so many lies, and it's all recorded. So I'm just amazed, to be honest, that more hasn't happened. But I really think that they have a lot, and they have a lot more than we can even know. Sensible Crime says, I believe Melanie P. was horribly manipulated by her late mother's family and exploited. I still hope she's jacked the heck up. She really is. The Cox family really messed with her, and they also messed with, her mind. And there's so many things about her that her father got her away from them for a while, but then she turned on her father, but they got in her head. She was clearly manipulated her whole life as a teen, as a kid, by the Coxes, and they're all just a messed up group of people. Smash the ukulele. Lenny says, such a liar. She just wanted the police fine so she could flee to Hawaii. Yeah, she was just like, bye, they're coming back. We better go. Oh, I don't either. Mo, do not let Melanie P around her kids. And if you watch that video, why would she have been there? Yeah, maybe. I miss my kids. I want to see them. Please just let me see my kids. She snuck into the garage. She had Alex driving. They rented a Kia Telluride, which is a big ass SUV. She has 4 kids in there. Why did her and Alex, I mean, they're up in Salt Lake City, right? Where they don't live. They're sneaking into the Budo's house to get her kids, went in the garage, and Alex is the driver of a Kia Telluride. You can't tell me that they did not plan on screwing those kids out of there and basically kidnapping her kids. And God only knows what would have been happened to them at that point. I know I'd love to be a juror on this case too, but we've already disqualified ourselves. I certainly have. Well, first of all, I don't live in Idaho, but second of all, I've been studying it too much. I have too many opinions. I'd be like, I don't even need to hear the evidence. Can you just take my vote now, please? Thank you. I don't. Right? Yeah. Yeah, the 2 who were deemed dark would be dead. So, and then you got to remember those kids still, when you think about it, they were buried in Chad's backyard when Tammy was still alive. I mean, she was still alive when those kids were buried back there. Is that insane or is that insane when you think about it? I mean, I know it's a big property, but they were bold. That's bold. I don't know how they thought that was a good idea. First of all, thank God they did what they did because it makes them look worse. Of all the random places to bury a body in the world, right in your backyard. I mean, did they think that would, they never look at that. That's right. We would never bury somebody right under our own nose. And Tammy was freaking alive. And some of those kids live there. Like, how do they get away with that? I think most of us don't wonder, would my husband have buried children on our land? Right. True. I mean, it's so outrageous. But Tammy was still freaking alive. Oh, she's at work. Hey, guess what? I shot a raccoon and I buried him in the pet cemetery. First of all, why would you shoot a raccoon? People trap them if they're a nuisance, and then they take them out in the woods. You don't just kill them. Why would you just kill a raccoon anyways? I mean, right? That alone is annoying and ridiculous and stupid. I mean, let the poor little raccoon live. We had neighbors when I was living up in Oregon. Our cat got in the raccoon trap because they put cat food in it, and then they take it, and then they take them down by the river. So why the hell does Chad even think it's a good idea to even use a raccoon, shooting a raccoon that was just probably minding his own business if there ever was a raccoon, which there wasn't, but. Okay, so what else? Let's see what else is on this list. Rexford Police Department Officer Kellen Wheaton body camera footage. So that's the conversation, November 26, 2019. That's clearly the conversation with Lori. Hi, how are you here? What are you here for? Oh, it's weird. I don't know. Why is everybody here? Why is everybody come? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. It's not me. I didn't do nothing. I'm Lori. Hi, I'm Lori. She's such an idiot. The raccoon text. I don't have it right in front of me what date that was, but it's I have it somewhere. Right. How did Tammy not notice? Does anybody know the raccoon date, the text that he sent it? It's in the, I have so many papers. I'm out of ink. I got to get ink because I have to print more stuff out. Sometimes it's just easier to look at it on paper because I can highlight stuff, Okay, so that body camera footage from November 26th, and then the other Detective David Stubbs body cam footage from November 26th, and then more David Stubbs body cam footage from November 27th. Raccoons are nocturnal, aren't they? So if they are, you might be dealing with sick rabid one during daylight hours. Maybe, but still. Put a trap. I don't know. I just don't see the point of. Anyways, there was no raccoon, number one. That's a lie. And number two, that was just a lie. Number three, that was just a lie. There was no raccoon. So rabid or not rabid or whatever. There was no raccoon. Right, you guys? So September 8th or 9th on the text to Tammy. Okay. And the last day Tylee was seen was September 8th on at Yellowstone. There are raccoons in San Francisco running amok even during the day. Are there? Yeah. Little creatures everywhere. Just moments after Alex left the property. So it would have been the 9th then, right? And then she says, thanks, Ron, makes me think they shot Tylee. Right. So was there an actual shot or was there just an excuse? Like nobody heard anything. It was just because the ground was disturbed. Then, okay, so that's all those things. That's that. What else did I have? I was gonna, let me see what else I have in my stuff here. It's like kind of going back over old stuff because, so that last video we did of Melanie, the whole, Ron, you believe that Tylee was shot on Chad's property? Not, wouldn't surprise me one bit. Wouldn't surprise me. I think they drugged her. She didn't die, so they shot her. That makes sense. Do you think she was killed and cut up in the red barn? Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. Right? Why would he mention a shooting? Yeah, I feel like he was covering his tracks for two things myself. I feel like he was covering his tracks for the fact if anybody heard a shot, and he was covering his tracks for the fact that the pet cemetery was disturbed and had fresh dug up areas. So, right. Let's see. Chad texts Tammy trying to cover the fact that he had a big grave dug. His excuse to Tammy was probably to appease her if the raccoons might have been stealing her ducks or some small. Oh, okay. Right, because they would. Raccoons do kill chickens and ducks and stuff, so. Most people have no idea how hard it is to dismember a human body. I think he got tired and quit. Maybe. I hope we don't see signs of a struggle on JJ's body. I don't want to know that the kid suffered. I think Tylee was aware and frightened. This is so horrible. Yeah, I know. It's so, I hate to think that they knew what was coming, you know, in their last moments. I mean, just could you imagine? It just makes me sick. Makes you cringe thinking about the conversation between Alex, Lori, and Chad to do this, right? They had to talk about this. I mean, really, it's horrible. Okay, so here's, all right. Dropping things. Let's see. So, all right. I'm looking at the whole big long one, the affidavit here, because that would have the right dates and everything. So Daybell and Bella were married on November 5th. Tammy died the night of October 19th. So yeah, they were like 3 weeks later. They got married. And again, remember those malachite rings and wedding apparel and all that stuff was picked out well before Tammy was even dead. So this shows that they had motive, that it was premeditated. It shows so much, right? The last time Tylee was seen was September 8th in Yellowstone National Park. The last time JJ was seen was September 22nd in his mother's apartment by Melanie Gibb and David Warwick. Lori moved to Rexburg on September 1st with Tylee and JJ. And remember, Tammy wasn't dead till October 19th. So she moved there, just like my cartoon, like, I'll move there, but you better get rid of Tammy. And her brother Alex, and then Melanie Pulowski talks about, oh yeah, Alex wanted to marry Zalema. Well, Alex just moved to Idaho. So I don't think that was really in the cards or the plans. I think that was an after fact for some reason, the marrying Zalema. Why? That was after the fact. I think he wanted to get the hell out, change his identity, change his name, and maybe they were going to move to, out of the country with the money that they were going to get. That never happened. That's an interesting point, Lisa. I think the green bucket was probably Tammy's duck feed bucket. I wonder if she realized it was missing. And then somebody said there was green totes in the storage locker, like those bright green totes. Do you think we'll get to the bottom of the quick marriages to Zalema and Ian during the trial beyond our speculations? I don't know. I mean, if they have enough stuff for that not to matter, probably not, but Joyce, that makes me wonder too, if a plan didn't go away, they thought, why not at the same time? Too suspicious. I think that she maybe wasn't going to kill JJ. I think that because her and Melanie Gibb did have a conversation about sending JJ to Kay and Larry, I think that Chad may have said, no, JJ is going to talk about Tylee being gone. And that Kay lady is going to get suspicious about Tylee and she's going to tell somebody. I think that she initially wasn't going to kill JJ because he was never considered a zombie or dark. He was light on Chad's thing. I think they got rid of JJ because they were afraid that JJ was going to talk. If they sent JJ to Kay, I think they thought JJ was going to spill the beans about Tylee being missing or gone for so long. And whatever dumb story Lori came up with on that one. And I think they knew that Kay was no idiot and that she may be like, oh, wait, what? Especially since they know that Charles was murdered and they suspected that all along from the beginning. There was PD video footage of a green bucket in Tylee's bedroom that was clear to see. I think this will be brought up with Woods. Okay, now I don't think I've ever seen, the green bucket from when Charles got shot. So they moved the green bucket, made him moved with them. Yeah. I also think that Tylee helped manage JJ. They took away that poor child's father, dog, school, sister, medication, probably made him hard to handle. Yeah, true. Lori was never going to give JJ to Kay and Larry Woodcock. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that one. I think maybe she thought about it for a minute and decided no. I don't know. That one's hard. That one's a hard one for me because I think that conversation that her and now could have been just Lori manipulating Melanie Gibb going, what am I going to do with JJ? And then having no intention at all of doing that and change and just being like, yeah, that's a good idea, Mel. That's a good idea, Mel. Yeah, why don't I do that, Mel? Yeah, that's a good idea. And then Mel leaves and she's like, yeah, right. I'm killing the kid, So, So maybe she was just saying that. Oh, yeah. Olive Pap and Aval. Right. Christopher Pear. What did Chad tell him for that temporary vindication? Right. Because he's like, oh, vindicated. We had a long phone call with Lori and Chad today, and they explained everything. And you are all going to feel like big fat fools once they talk about it in publicly. So blah, 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 blah. Right. Right. Wonder. That's that. I want to know what the heck they said, what kind of bullshit lies they said, right? All right, then what else is on? So, then they showed up at Lori's house to conduct the welfare check on November 26th. Daybell acted as if he didn't know Vallow very well, stated he didn't have her phone number. Cox told detectives JJ was with his grandma, Kay. What, Ziggy? You're not going to be on here. We're busy. They went to the apartment. Okay, so apartment 107 was completely empty and vacant. So they went to 175. 107 was completely empty and vacant. But by that time, Alex had already booked it out of there, right? By November 26th, he was on his way to marry Zulema. So I wonder if he ever furnished his apartment at all, or if it was just a cover. But by that time, because that was November 26th, Lori and Chad were already married. They got married November 5th. I don't know why they came back from Hawaii, but they went to Hawaii. They got married. They came back. And Alex's apartment was already empty at that point. Or was it always empty? You know? That's a question too. I'd love to know if there was ever the neighbors or whatever, if there was ever any people that saw them moving furniture in Alex's place or not. Cox said Vallow may be in apartment 107. So Alex says that, oh, we don't know where she is. She might be in 107, but 107 is completely empty. What was that all about? What am I missing there? And he was already probably, well, he married Zulema November, 29th or 30th? So a few days later, he was in Vegas marrying Zulema, and Melanie P was in Vegas marrying Ian. Then when they pulled Chad over again to ask him some more questions, Chad said, oh yeah, the last time I saw JJ, he was in apartment 107. But 107 is clearly vacant. And JJ has clearly been gone for over a month at this point. So everybody's just flat out lying. Flat out lying. Oh yeah, I saw him. He was in that empty apartment over there, you know, because we just put kids in empty apartments. Was a stepping stone apartment. Thought they wouldn't check it out. But they're so, they're so bold with their lies. And right. Easy to clean up crime scene with no furniture. Yep. Totally. Something went on over there. And remember, when they were doing that podcast, Alex did take JJ for a while and then brought him back asleep in his red pajamas. Or wait, we don't know if he was wearing red pajamas. He was found in red pajamas. But we don't know if David Warwick and Melanie Gibb said they saw him in red pajamas. Do we? Do we know that? Alex, apartment 107 is a mystery. Why would Alex have his own apartment when he wasn't even employed? Well, he said he was employed as a truck driver, right? I'd like to know where these people are getting their money. I mean, maybe Lori was paying for everything at that point, but why? Or Chad? Chad would have had his money from Tammy, his insurance money. I think it's so strange, Carol says, I think it's so strange that Alex died just 2 weeks after marrying Zalema. And why did Lori call saying she was worried about him that night? Yeah, more really super suspicious on that one too. Why was she worried about him? Yeah, they said PJs. Was it documented that they saw him in red pajamas, or was that just what he was found in? That they did say, I know they said that David Warwick saw him in his PJs. It might even be in here. Okay, so then by the evening of November 26th, they still hadn't heard from Melanie Gibb. So Melanie Gibb's like, this is when she was doing her little bit of a shady shit and the whole thing where she wasn't going to talk. And the evening of November 26th, we still haven't heard from Gibb. So Rexford Police Department informed Detective Ryan Pillar of Gilbert Police of the information they had received regarding the children being with Gibb. And Detective Hermosillo was informed later that evening around 9:30 p.m. that the Gilbert police went to Melanie Gibb's home, and she was not home, but they contacted her by phone, and then she said that JJ was not staying at her Arizona house and had not been there for several months. So is this when Melanie Gibb lied and said she did have JJ? He's not staying in my Arizona house. And then on December 6th, so now we're going from the 26th all the way of November all the way to December 6th. And Gibb contacted the police at that point. And she said that Melanie Gibb sat on this for about a week, more than a week, right? November 26th to December 6th. She sat on it for about a week, more than a week. And she said that she was first contacted by Daybell. It told her she would probably be contacted by the police in regards to JJ's whereabouts, location. And then he asked her not to answer the call. Then Gibb informed Rexford police that she was confused by this request because she had been told by Vallow, Mrs. Daybell, late in September, early October, that JJ was living with Kay, who is JJ's grandmother. Gibb asked if JJ was living with Kay, and he told her that JJ was not. So that was really weird because Melanie Gibb at first, say he's at Frozen and all this stuff, and she just basically kind of was like, eh. But then I do know that David Warwick really talked to her and kind of deprogrammed her out of some of this stuff and said, you need to come, you need to help. Like, you can't just say, oh my God. Gibb was soon thereafter contacted by Vallow on the phone, and Vallow asked Gibb to tell the police that she had JJ and asked Gibb to tell the police that she had taken JJ to the movie Frozen 2. And then Vallow further asked Gibb to take a picture of some children in a manner that would make it appear that Gibb and JJ were with her and to send the picture to the police. Gibb informed Vallow that she wouldn't lie to the police, and Gibb did not comply with Vallow's request. So she didn't do the whole Frozen thing, but she did avoid, the subject for quite a while. Right? Yeah, true. It is kind of like the mob, like, what the hell am I doing? Yeah, Audrey. I don't blame her. It's like the mob. I'd be scared. I would be scared. I'd go and hide. I'd be like, oh my God, I just followed a bunch of crazy murderers. Like, what is the matter with me? Bye, Emily. Yeah. Bye, Emily. Melanie Gibb owes David Warwick some premarital nookie as his advice made her witness for prosecution rather than just a defendant. Right? Totally. Allie, I totally agree with the mattresses on the floor and nothing else was in there, was it? Ziggy, this cat, you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. He is so bored. Go play with the dog, please. Right. Okay, so where am I? So so Melanie Gibb says she met Lori in the fall of 2018. Now, that's not right? Because it sounds like Melanie Gibb is sitting there when Lori's like talking about her murder wishes of Joe Ryan. So they couldn't have met in the fall of 2018 because Joe Ryan died in April of 2018. So that has to be they must have met in 2017 for this to all line up, right? True. to admit that Lori and Chad had influence over me would be embarrassing. Oh, for sure. I have to get another kitty. Oh, God. Oh, I should have just took one of my sons. Like, they had extra. Just brought one. They did. They had over a month to dispose of any evidence in both apartments. They certainly did. So Melanie Gibb is adamant they met in fall of 2018. I really want to know when that voice of Lori and her craziness, manic self talking about, I wanted to murder my husband. I wanted to murder my ex-husband. He did terrible things and then not my husband I have now, blah, blah, blah. So but Joe Ryan why would she be saying that unless it's a confession after Joe Ryan was already dead in her weird, sick way? I don't know. I don't have access to that whole entire audio. I know that Annie Cushing did have it. I haven't heard the whole thing. If anybody has it, I'd love to hear the whole thing. I don't think she played the whole thing. I think she was going to go put it in that Facebook group. So it says Gibb first met Vallow in the fall of 2018. Gibb introduced Vallow to Daybell in St. George, Utah, at a preparing a people conference. Oh, does Plunder have the whole thing? I'll have to check. She might have, because I think she's in that Facebook group that it would have been posted in. We don't know what the entire recording says. Yeah. So we'll have to listen to that. Let's see. In early 2019, Gibb was present with Vallow during a telephone conversation between Vallow and Daybell. This conversation was in response to a vision of Vallow that her husband, Charles Vallow, and her son, JJ, were going to die in a car accident by January 1st or 2nd of 2019, which did not happen. During and after the conversation, Vallow told Gibb that Daybell had informed her that while Charles had not physically died in his accident, his spirit had left his body and been replaced by another spirit, which is a dark spirit. The dark spirit was Nick or Ned, the Schneider person. Who believes? I mean, I don't understand this dark people like this is like freaking. This is just not normal. Who believes in this shit? I mean, people like you can actually get people to believe this. Like I could just become like, oh, hello, this is Catherine's YouTube channel, and be careful because dark spirits can get you. The boogeyman's going to take over your body. It can happen. Like, who believes this? I don't know. I'm looking at your comments. Gibb has informed law enforcement the word zombie was introduced weeks after the initial conversation to describe an individual whose spirit has left their body and been replaced by another spirit. The new spirit inhabiting a person or zombie's body was always a dark spirit. So I could just be sitting here and according to their theory or their beliefs, I could just be sitting here and all of a sudden the nice me just gets taken out and some crazy evil spirit just takes over my body and I can still walk around and act like me, but people like Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell know that it's a dark spirit in me and it's not really me. So then they really would have to do away with me because it's their job to kill all the zombies that have taken over everybody. And Viking Americans got a good point here. I will no longer associate the Vallow name to that witch. Her name is Lori Daybell. That is the proper association. Save the name for Kay and Larry as it should be. Yeah. Well, they're woodcocks, but yeah, that's Vallow is Kay's maiden name, right? True. Lori Daybell. Lori, the Wicked Witch of the West. At some point after Gibb first learned this doctrine from Vallow and Daybell, she was informed by Vallow and Daybell that they believed it was their mission to rid the world of zombies. Aren't you special? Guess what, Melanie Gibb? We got to talk to you. You got to talk to me? Yes, we have to tell you we have this special mission, and we're going to let you in on it. And, oh, thank you, Andie. And now sit down because you are a very special person and you are going to be part of us. Aren't you excited? And we have a doctrine because we're that important and we're in charge of everybody. And we got to rid the world of zombies. Like it's a freaking fiction book. Ugh. Right. Jennifer, right? Lori and Chad were starring in their own LDS fanfic version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Seriously. They're not only the chosen ones, they are the leaders, right? They are, holy moly, they are that important. Aren't you glad you're friends with her? Like, you are so special to even know Lori Daybell. And then at some point after Gibb first learned this doctrine from Vallow and Daybell, she was informed by Vallow and Daybell they believed it was their mission to rid the world of zombies. When Vallow initially spoke to Gibb about getting rid of zombies, she spoke about saying prayers to remove dark spirits from the human bodies they inhabited. Oh, yeah, well, nope, because that's not how it went down. You don't just get to pray for the zombie to get out. You have the evil spirit. You literally have to kill the whole person. And then they're free. After the death of Daybell's wife on October 19th, 2019, Gibb was informed by Lori that when a person became a zombie, the original spirit left their body and entered limbo. So there I am. I'm just over there in limbo land. So there, once they kill me, my physical body with my horrible spirit in it that couldn't just get kicked out like I did, they have to then get rid of my entire body and the dark spirit goes away. And then I get to go float on to happily ever after land, the happiest place on earth, happiest place in the sky, whatever. So yeah, so they're trapped. So now if they kill them, they've done them such a big favor because now they can go to paradise. Charles was so lucky. She killed him to save him. Isn't that nice? Something right here in my hair is just driving me nuts today. I keep messing with it because it's like, so Now, Gibb says she was never told by Chad and Lori that they had actually planned to kill anybody. They never told her that. And when she was told this, she still thought that JJ was with them in with Kay and Larry. Then Melanie Gibb further informed Rexburg Police Department that sometime in the spring of 2019, before the death of Charles Vallow, that Lori Vallow called Tylee a zombie. And we know this. And Tylee is like, not me, because Tylee clearly knew what a zombie meant. And upon unsealing of my probable cause document, it says, Gibb spoke with me and clarified that Lori herself told Gibb that Tylee responded being called a zombie by saying, not me, Mom. Gibb did not hear Tylee say these words herself. This arose out of Lori requiring Tylee to babysit JJ. All right, you're going to babysit your brother. And then Tylee's like, I don't want to babysit today. And then she's like, oh, you're a zombie now. You're not listening to your mother. Oh, thank you. I'm reading your chats too. So yeah, they're just sick and twisted. They really are, Deb. For real. All right, what time is it? Okay, 11:38. So I got to go in about 10 minutes because I got to be somewhere by noon. Then it says Lori told Gibb that Tylee turned into a zombie when she was 12 or 13, which is approximately the same time Tylee had become difficult. Oh, it's called becoming an adolescent. I haven't had one that isn't difficult. Some more difficult than others, but I certainly don't believe they were zombies. Then on January 20, Gibb had further informed me that she was told by Daybell and Vallow that they held the religious belief that they were part of the Church of the Firstborn. Now that's where it does come in, Church of the Firstborn. And there are many cults and different weird, crazy things when you Google the Church of the Firstborn that comes up. So everybody's like, no, it's not that Church of the Firstborn. It's Church of the Firstborn, whatever. But when you look up Church of the Firstborn, and I've looked it up, oh my God, here we go again. That they were part of the 144,000. Their mission in that church. Their mission in that church. It says right here, the Church of the Firstborn, and their mission in that church was to lead the 144,000. So we are part of the Church of the Firstborn, and our mission is to lead the 144,000. And then it goes on to January 26th, where they served Lori with the search warrant, and Nate Eaton was there. Still love that interview. So what we know now, when Nate's like, Lori, where are your children? I know where my children are all the time. Where are your children, Lori? Everybody's praying for your children. And then she's like, that's great. And lo and behold, her children were in Chad Daybell's backyard. Murdered, dead, gone, murdered. Like, when you think about Nate following her during that interview, and she's like holding on Chad, and he's like ready to bust open, his brains were ready to blow out. When you look at that picture of him, like they knew exactly where those children were. They knew they were dead. They knew that they were chopped up. Tylee was, I mean, if you really think about it, how much they knew when those police were pulling them over, taking their car, and Nate was right there following them. What do you have to say, Lori? Where are your children? Where are your children? No comment. Right? So I'll continue that. I'm going to, I think what I'm going to do, because now that I kind of digging back in this, I want to go do a video, like a recorded video on the stuff then and what we know now, like what we know now and the things she has said and the things that she has done and what we know now and where those kids were the whole time when they were like their attorney made a comment about, well, you know, they're wonderful parents or whatever. Once this is past speculation and rumor. Thank you, Eleni. I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. Again, you know, when you donate to my channel, you guys, it goes back in the channel. I did get another new microphone that I can use in the live streams, and my new computer, I'm on it right now. It did show up. And so everything that I get from the donations to the channel, truly, I put back for you guys so that I can make the channel better. So thank you, Eleni. I really appreciate it. I very much appreciate it. Yes, thank you, Ron. Yes, then and now, right? I got to figure out how I'm going to put it together. So if anybody has any ideas, email me. I also am starting a website. I actually have it. So my another new email address is no longer going to be a Gmail address, but you can use the Gmail address because that's on my phone and everything. But the new website is going to be, I haven't put it together yet, but I have the email for it. So you can reach me at Catherine@left, then a dash, because Left Undone was gone for some reason, but left-undone.com. So I'm going to put a website up. It'll be left-undone.com. So we can kind of organize everything and put documents and stuff on there. So they're all easy to find and make sections and pages. And I need to get working on that, but I do appreciate you guys very much. And if you just want, yeah, like Michelle said, if you just want to do like a one-time donation, it goes, you can do it at Patreon, or you can do them here, or you can join and be a member. Oh, thank you, Audrey. Appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. You can become a member, and then you can get stuff for your money. You get perks. You get the mystery night that we're going to start next week. And you'll get the happy hours and the emojis and, you know, all that stuff. So thank you very much, everybody. And just for all of you just being subscribers are awesome. That I really appreciate it. You know, not everybody can join, and I just appreciate you being here. So any last comments before I have to run? Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Look at Eleni. Sensible crime. Like it. Love it. Thumbs up. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Where is this? I'm missing what Melissa's talking about. Where is this? Where is this? Where is this? Where is this one? I don't know what you're talking about. Trying to answer the last questions. Oh, the recording. Okay. Yes, Deb. The timing of Alex is quite odd the day after Tammy was exhumed. And let's see. Love channel, I agree there are false prophets, but is how they get followers. They are so fake. Poor Tylee, she knew she was going to die. I believe they were all there. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. Oh, thank you, Eleni. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to go back over all the old stuff right now. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. 4 days after Melanie told Lori Alex was talking about JJ, he died. That's right. That's right. True. And Lori sounds very perturbed about that, for sure. Yeah. All right, everybody, have a good day. Have a great rest of your weekend. I will be working on the rest of the stuff. Like I said, you know, I'm making a website and all that too. So trying to grow the channel, make it better, and make it better for you guys, especially so many of you that have been here for the get-go. You guys are awesome. We much appreciate it. So stay safe, stay well, and have a great weekend. And I will talk to you all soon. All right? Bye.